This is the story of the Snow Queen. Once upon a time, there was a faraway kingdom named Arendelle. On that place, the summers were splendid, the sun was always shining, and people were very happy. The queen of this beautiful place was Queen Elsa. She had magic powers, and she was able to create ice and snow, but she didn't know how to control these powers. On her coronation night, Elsa ran away from the kingdom, and without knowing it, she froze every place on her way. All the people of Arendelle were quite scared, since if the storm wouldn't stop, they will wind up frozen. Anna, Elsa's little sister, decided to go look for her and convince her to stop the spell of eternal winter. On the way, she met Kristoff, an ice salesman that decided to go with her and search for the queen. On this difficult adventure, they met with Olaf, a nice snowman with which Anna and her sister used to play when they were children, who also decided to go with them and help them reach the top of the icy mountain where Elsa's ice castle was. When Anna met with Elsa, she begged her to return summer to the kingdom. But Elsa said that she couldn't do that because she didn't know how to control her magic. The queen told Anna to go, but since she wouldn't do it, both sisters began to argue, and accidentally, Elsa threw snow right to Anna's heart. Then Kristoff took Anna away from the ice castle, while her heart was beginning to get frozen. Little by little, Kristoff was very sad, and he decided to take Anna with his friends, the trolls. But they told him they couldn't cure her because the ice had touched her heart, and the only thing that could save her was an act of true love. Anna asked Kristoff to take her to Arendelle, since there was a handsome prince named Hans who wanted to marry her. Kristoff was in love with Anna, but to him the most important thing was that she was saved. However, when they got to the kingdom, they found out that Prince Hans was no longer there, because he had gone looking for Anna in the ice castle. When Hans got to Elsa's castle, there was a huge fight that ended up with the prince's victory, so he took Elsa prisoner and took her back to Arendelle. There he locked her up and lied to her, saying that her sister died because of the snow magic. But Anna was still alive, even though her heart was getting more and more frozen. When Anna finally met with Prince Hans, she told him that the only thing that could save her was a kiss of true love. But he refused to kiss her and locked her up as a prisoner too. At that moment, Anna realized that he didn't really love her and that the only thing he wanted was the kingdom. When Queen Elsa woke up, she created a strong blizzard to escape. When Kristoff saw this, he rushed back to the kingdom to save Anna, since he realized she was still in danger. Elsa thought that Anna died because of her, so she got very sad. In that moment, Prince Hans grabbed a sword to kill her, but Anna got between them at the exact moment the spell was being completed. So Anna turned into an ice statue. Then Elsa stopped the blizzard, hugged her sister, and started to apologize while crying out of sadness. Just when everything seems lost, the prophecy began to be fulfilled. Pure love could defrost a frozen heart. Anna began defrosting, and thus everyone realized that true love is stronger than any magic. Finally, Elsa was able to control her powers, and she and her sister Anna lived happily ever after in the beautiful kingdom of Arendelle. The Little Mermaid. This is the story of the Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, there was a little mermaid named Ariel who lived at the bottom of the sea. She was the daughter of the mighty Triton, king of the sea. She felt a lot of curiosity for the human world. With her fish friends Flounder, Ariel collected human things. On the other hand, King Triton didn't like the idea of Ariel going to the surface. That's why his helper Sebastian Crab was always paying lots of attention to where Ariel was going. One night, Ariel, Flounder, and Sebastian went up to the surface of the sea and watched a celebration in honor of Prince Eric's birthday. Just by seeing him, Ariel fell in love. Suddenly, a storm hit and the ship sank. Ariel managed to save Eric, who was unconscious. After taking him to land, the Little Mermaid sang a beautiful song, but leaves before he wakes. When he recovers, he is fascinated by the Little Mermaid's voice. He tries to look for her, but in vain. Ariel went back to the ocean now, more convinced than ever of wanting to go with the humans. Her father, Triton, was very mad and forbade her to return to the surface. But the Little Mermaid went to visit Ursula, the Witch of the Sea. She told Ariel that she could turn her human and proposed her a deal, turning her human for 3 days in exchange for her voice. Ariel agreed, and she was turned into a human being. Ariel needed the next 3 days to get true love's kiss from Eric. Otherwise, she will spend all her life to live in Ursula's cave. Eric finally found Ariel on a beach, and he took her to his castle without knowing she was the one who rescued him when the ship sank. Ariel spent beautiful days alongside Eric. They almost kissed, but Ursula meddled to avoid it. The witch decided to disguise herself as a human under the name of Vanessa, who, besides using Ariel's voice, put a spell on the prince so he would fall in love with her. Next morning, Ariel found out that Eric and Vanessa were about to get married. But thanks to Scuttle the seagull, Ariel found out that Eric was being played by Ursula. The Little Mermaid got to the wedding place inside a barrel. Meanwhile, Sebastian told Triton about what's happening, while Scuttle interrupts the wedding with his sea friends. In the middle of all the chaos, Ursula lost Ariel's voice, which was inside a necklace in her chest. But Ariel manages to recover it. Thus, the spell under Ursula had cast over the prince was broken. Eric kissed Ariel in a heartbeat, but this wasn't fast enough, and Ariel went back to being a mermaid. And also Ursula, the witch, kidnapped the Little Mermaid and took her to her cave. Triton demanded the witch give her daughter back, but the only possible arrangement was that the king take Ariel's place in the cave. The King Triton accepted the deal. Her daughter Ariel was freed. The king was transformed into a tiny monster. On that moment, Eric arrived, hurting Ursula in order to protect Ariel. Furious, the witch turned into a giant monster, getting bigger and bigger. Ursula created a giant storm with a huge whirlpool. With it, she tried to kill Eric and Ariel. In the end, Eric managed to fatally hurt Ursula with his ship. Ursula dies and starts letting out some kind of smoke, with which King Triton and some others return to their normal selves. Triton, again the king of the sea, was convinced of the love of Eric and Ariel. Ariel came out of the sea, turned into a human being, and goes towards Eric. Thanks to her father, they got married on board of a boat in front of all their sea friends and her dear father.